Everybody, and welcome back to the Entertainment Esquire. Today we'll be discussing celebrity lawsuits in the context of Diddy Clearly versus everybody else. Let's get started. So today is an update of some of his civil complaints against him, not his criminal charges that are pending. And so he has three new suits. Well, technically 122 lawsuits. I'll explain that in a second. So the first one is actually naming his former girlfriend, Young Miami. The second one involves a plaintiff who allegedly dated one of his former employees. And then the third one isn't quite a lawsuit, but a Houston law firm decided to announce that they are going to file 120 lawsuits against 120 plaintiffs that they have vetted that have accused Diddy of harming them. So again, they haven't filed them just yet, but there's supposed to be 120 lawsuits being filed in the next 30 days, in addition to the 2 lawsuits that we're going to talk about today. So let's dig in and let's get started. So first up, we have Young Miami and Diddy. So to be clear, Young Miami is not named as a defendant in this new lawsuit. It's actually Diddy. However, Young Miami is named as someone in the suit that allegedly harassed a pregnant woman into having an abortion. So the plaintiff, the Jane Doe in this case, has filed a complaint against Diddy saying that he was in a relationship with her off and on for 4 years where he physically, emotionally abused her, drugged her, and when he impregnated her, she names Young Miami, aka Caresha Brownlee, which is her real name, as the person that harassed her into getting an abortion. I think what's interesting about this is not the first time that Young Miami has been accused of harassing people on behalf of Diddy. She was also named in the Little Rod lawsuit as someone that harassed him into having sexual relations with her cousin at a Diddy party. So Caresha Brownlee, aka Young Miami, has yet to say word on exactly what that's all about, but we shall see. The second complaint is with Talia Graves here, who filed a complaint against both Diddy and his bodyguard at the time, Joseph Sherman. Now, Joseph Sherman has already come out to say that he wasn't even working with Diddy around the alleged time she was raped. But essentially, she's alleging that she was gang raped by both of them after being drugged. And what's interesting, what puts her in the even in the context of even being around Diddy, she allegedly was the girlfriend or dating one of his employees. So she said she was drugged. She woke up to being assaulted on a pool table by both of them at the same time. He has obviously denied. Lastly, we have this new lawsuit being filed on behalf of Attorney Busby here in the Busby Law Firm in Houston on behalf of 120 plaintiffs. These are proposed lawsuits because, to be clear, the lawsuits haven't been filed yet. They say that they're going to file them over the next 30 days. They opened up a hotline where over 3,000 accusers said that Diddy had harmed them in some way, specifically sexually. And they vetted these 3,000 down to 120 complaints, 60 being male, 60 being female. And some other interesting stats, 62% or more are Black, 30-something% are white, and then the rest are obviously Asian or Hispanic. 55 of the 120 actually filed police reports and or have hospital reports. And then the most disturbing part of this is 25 allegedly are minors of this 120. And so the fact that there are minors involved, the fact that supposedly there are police reports and hospital records to at least support some of these cases is just astonishing and taking Diddy's allegations to a whole new level. Something else we would like to point out that Attorney Busby actually talks about in his press conference he had about these 120 suits he's going to file. It is not just Diddy. So these suits are also going to name other co-defendants that will be big names, big celebrities. So don't be surprised if a celebrity you really like or at least you've heard of being named in one of these forthcoming suits. The last thing we want to mention is this is not a class action suit. You can't have a class action sexual assault suit because usually with class actions, the same harm had to arise out of the same actions. And because sexual assault is so unique to each person, you would be able to do a class action here. Attorney Busby is actually planning to file a lawsuit in each of the states on behalf of each of the plaintiffs in this case. So we're looking at 120 lawsuits, but now that the hotline is open, expect that it may be more than 120 lawsuits in the next 30 days. Today we'll be discussing celebrity lawsuits in the context of Al B. Sure versus Amazon. Let's get started. So if you don't know who Al B. Sure is, he's actually a R&B singer who's dating Kim Porter before she was involved with Diddy, who is, of course, in plenty of legal hot water we've been discussing. And he has landed on the Entertainment Esquire because he claims that he is being defamed in a book that's supposedly her lost words or her last words, according to a ghost co-writer by the name of Todd Guzay, who's actually going by the name Jamal T. Millwood. He claims that he got a drive with her last words of a book that she was writing, and essentially he is co-writing this book with her from her death, and it's landed on Amazon's bestseller list. And Al B. Sure has read the stories that he's involved in, and in particular there is a story that states that he had sex with Kim Porter at the same time as one of Diddy's other exes, and he's claiming that's simply not true. Obviously, quick definition of defamation, just in case you forgot, it's any false statement that is stated as the truth. If it's spoken, it's slander. If it's written, it's libel. So in this case, this would be a libel matter if he were to sue. He is actually just asking them to take the book down and issue a public apology. Him, along with all of Kim's kids, including the twins and Christian and Al B. Sure's son, Quincy, have all stated that these are not her last words, that there is no book. They don't know where this book has come from. And so because the family and Al B. Sure have come out and said that these are not her lost words, you have a lot of people returning their books and asking for their money back with Amazon, which they're actually honoring those refund requests in case you actually got duped and bought this book. I personally didn't believe it was true out the gate, but it appears now that this is simply not her lost words or her last words. And if Amazon does not do something soon, Al B. Sure definitely has a case for defamation. So stay tuned, everyone. This has been the Entertainment Esquire. Thank you for watching. You can follow me on all my social media handles at The Entertainment ESQ and on YouTube at The Entertainment Esquire. Take care.